This is Paul Newman, and if you are seeing this screen, I am hoping to assure you here that the live stream will start very soon. Hello everybody, and welcome back to another video. Thank you very much for taking the time to join me today. Here on my own personal YouTube channel, as always, it is very much appreciated. First day of the Aintree Grand National meeting here in the UK this afternoon. It's around just after 3 p.m. on the Thursday. And what better time is there for me to bring you another Classic Watch 26 Possible. This one has been racing in New Zealand and Australia currently this season. But before we start taking a look at the horse, I always like to mention my Patreon channel, Newman Racing, especially since it managed to identify the winner of the 4-year-old hurdle at Aintree this afternoon. It's always worth checking out. Newman Racing, it is called on Patreon. It's a bit of a mishmash of content, really. There's a bit of paid content on there. There's a bit of free content on there. Plenty of resources on the channel also to enable you to maybe learn about how I pick horses and maybe replicate it yourself if you want to. There's also an opportunity to support me moving forward if that is what you deem appropriate. It is in no way compulsory though, so just head over and check out my Patreon, Newman Racing it's called. But now it's time really to focus on this horse ahead of the Australian Oaks this upcoming weekend in New South Wales, and this horse is actually already a classic winner. So it's a very interesting horse. The form is pretty good. The pedigree gives us enough clues to think it might be worth having a look at. But in the meantime, where can people find these horses? ClassicWatch26.great/site.net is where people will be able to find this year's incarnation of Classic Watch 26. You'll see there the 3 Southern Hemisphere arenas are already on the site: Australia, New Zealand and South Africa. Ahead of the Japanese 1,000 guineas this coming weekend, there might be a new theatre put on the site, all being well this weekend. In Japan, you'll see the Roll of Honour is coming together slowly but surely, mainly due to the lack of horses that we've got on it, really. The site has taken out 4 classics already in Australia, and this horse we're going to look at today was in fact the winner of the Group 1 New Zealand Oaks this season. Just like I thought I had one to beat it in the Group 3 War Decree Stakes winner and subsequent Group 2 winner, Origin of Love. But she never took her chance in the New Zealand Oaks. It's the first season we did the New Zealand Oaks. So I was always aware that if the fillies especially could, if one was to catch me by surprise, there would be a fair chance that they would turn up in the Australian classics at the second half of the season. I've seen it happen before. But this one, even though we didn't have it on site when it won the New Zealand Oaks, we can try it for an Oaks in Australia over at classicwatch26.great/site.net. And that horse in question is Ohope Wins. Ohope Wins is a filly born in 2022. A bay filly sired by Ocean Park out of a dam called Shoemania, who herself was foaled in 2013. This horse is interesting because it's one that has just left New Zealand to go to Australia. The form in New Zealand was quite good. The horse had won 3 out of her 6 races and finished second another 1 time for career earnings of $894,120 New Zealand dollars. We'll call that. The horse has already won 3 pattern races. The horse was a bit slow to get off the mark, that's for certain. It finished 5th twice, and then 2nd, and then it exploded with victory in the Group 2 Sir Patrick Hogan Stakes on the 1st of January 2026. She then backed that up with victory in... Where's that gone? Oh, we didn't want to do that. Apologies, everybody. This is the trouble with these New Zealand sites. They can be very basic, shall we just say. And one click in the wrong place can be fatal because they insist on using modals like this. You see, if I click there, that disappears. The bit we need disappears, sadly. She then backed it up again in another Group 2 race over 2,100 metres on the 7th of February 2026 at Waikato, when she won the David and Karen Ellis Phillies Classic, putting her in a prime position really for the Oaks on her next start, which came on the 21st of February 2026, up to 1.5 miles really, 2,400 metres and Group 1 level to contest the New Zealand Oaks. And I thought she ran out a very good winner on the day, ridden as she has been for every single one of her pattern race starts by Joe Doyle. So it's safe to say that the form of the horse when it was heading to before it headed to Australia as a classic winner was very good. You know, I know people like to take a look at these things on the Racing Post. Racing Post tells us that the horse now is owned by Yulong Investments and trained now by Chris Waller. And the horse was bred by Gartshaw Bloodstock Limited. And the dam sire of the horse is a reduced choice. It's amazing how some sites don't tell you what you need to know, isn't it? You'll see there that the only two races that we've had on the Racing Post so far are the two Group 1s that she's contested, where she won the New Zealand Oaks, running to a Racing Post rating of 105, a 2.25 length victory over Autumn Glory on the day. And then her first run in Australia came at Rose Hill on the 28th of March 2026, where she managed to finish fourth, beaten 3/4 of a length by Belcheval in a race over 1 mile, 2 furlongs, the Group 1 Vinery Stud Stakes. So she has finished fourth in her first one in Australia, but hopefully that back up to 1.5 miles could see this filly back at her best, hopefully. The best Racing Post rating the Racing Post have given her is the 106, but like I said, they've missed their first 4 starts in New Zealand. I don't really know. I don't know how they get away with doing such a half-assed job as this, looking at horses, really. You know, people are meant to look at this site and make informed decisions about when using it. Impossible to do that. But yeah, 106 for winning the New Zealand Oaks. 105, sorry, for winning the New Zealand Oaks, and a mark of 106 for finishing fourth in the Vinery. So I do think the horse might have to improve to land this Australian Oaks, even though she is a New Zealand Oaks winner at Ellerslie in February. Might as well close down the Racing Post tab now. Ohope Wins, you'll see there a filly, as we say, on the Pedigree Online Thoroughbred database. 6 starts, 3 wins and a second, for combined prize money so far of 894,120 New Zealand dollars. I don't know if that includes the Vinery Stud Stakes race. You'll see there the three pattern race victories in 2026 are already on the site. But yeah, it does look a bit of look as though they've missed off the last race, doesn't it? Just goes to show that all these sites, they're not quite right, are they? People need to look at a lot of resources to get the full picture in horse racing, because you'll see there the New Zealand one misses off the Australian start. This site misses off the Australian site, and the Racing Post misses off all her New Zealand runs and includes the Australian site. I never looked at RaceNet or anything like that. But yeah, it's a very interesting way of hiding the truth from the public when it comes to horse racing. But yeah, this horse is a Group 1 and dual Group 2 winner in New Zealand. And the dam line of the horse, Ohope Wins, is 16G. That is the dam line we are going to look at today. What we're going to do is we're going to go through the first 5 dams of the horse, as we usually do, taking us back until 1977. And then we're going to watch the horse, Ohope Wins, win 3 times. We're going to watch the horse win 3 pattern races in one video. So without further ado, let's get cracking, because the pedigree of this horse, it is what it is. You know, there is little glimpses of immediacy that makes me think that this was a good horse all along. But it'll be interesting to see how it goes in Australia. The dam of the horse is Shoemania, a mare born in 2013, sired by Reduced Choice out of a New Zealand bred dam called Chierzo, who herself was sired by Centane. Shoemania, very average on the track. 12 races to her credit, and only one third-place finish for career earnings of 2,500 Australian dollars. So obviously not much pack race form out of the dam. Shoemania, sired by Reduced Choice. But she has produced this Group 1 winner that we're looking at now. And she is also quite a well-bred mare, it's fair to say. Jimmy Choo, a horse born in 2007, sired by Thorne Park, out of a dam called Chiezo. So this horse here is a half-brother to our dam, Shoemania. Jimmy Choo raced 26 times in his career, 12 wins, 5 seconds and 2/3. 19 of 26 starts in the first three, for career earnings of $3,626,763 New Zealand dollars. This horse filled its boots in the classics, look. This horse won the Group 1 Rosehill Guineas, the Group 1 New Zealand Derby, the Group 1 New Zealand 2000 Guineas. The horse also won 2 more Group 1s, the Windsor Park Plate and the Spring Classic around the time of 2010 and 2011. It was also fourth in another 5 pattern races, 3 Group 2s. The horse won the Wakefield Challenge Stakes, the Great Northern Guineas and the Hawke's Bay Guineas of 2010. And then in 2011, the horse also won 2 Group 3 races, the Wellington Stakes and the Waikato Guineas. In Australia, the horse was also second in the 2011 Cox Plate, and it was also second in the Hawke's Bay Challenge Stakes, a Group 1 race held in 2011. The horse retired to Rich Hill Stud in New Zealand for 2012, arguably one of the best horses that we've seen in New Zealand for a while, owned and bred by Shumani Investments Limited. Very interesting horse. Sadly for connections, it didn't really do the job at stud. The horse sadly died in 2020, in the 2020s. But using a site called BreedNet, which is quite an old Australian site, I do use it every now and again when I need to. when I'm fairly certain the horse stood in New Zealand and Australia and it's dead. Breednet.com.au, the name of the site. You'll see there that the horse actually did sire 2 Group 1 winners individually. The Bostonian, who of course won the Canterbury Stakes, the Kingsford Smith and the Doomben 10,000, and also the winner of the Group 1 Captain Cook Stakes, 2 Illicit. Also sired a winner, a dual Group 3 winner, Supreme Heights, and he also sired, that's the same horse, he also sired another Group 3 winner there, Manolo Blahnik, and a couple of listed winners as well, Open Minded and Weirashoe. So that is we know at least 6 individual stakes winners that the horse Jimmy Choo sired before he sadly died. We don't know how many foals in that, but yeah, a very good horse on the track, fair to say, and the sire of a few individual stakes winners in the Southern Hemisphere. Another horse we need to take a look at is this horse, Miss Wilson. Miss Wilson is a mare born in 2012, sired by Stratton out of Chiezo. So the second dam of our horse, Chiezo, has produced 2 Group 1 winners by different stallions. Miss Wilson raced 26 times in her career, 7 wins, 4 seconds and 3/3. 14 out of 26 starts in the first 3, for career earnings of 33,465 Australian dollars and 309,620 New Zealand dollars. Another Group 1 winner. Miss Wilson was the winner of the 2018 New Zealand Breeders' Stakes, a Group 1 race held at Tiaroa. The horse also won the Group 3 Cuddle Stakes at Trentham for fillies and mares. And the horse also won the Group 3 Spring Stakes held at Hastings. So yeah, Group 1 and a dual Group 3 winning dam. Another one bred by Shumani Investments Limited and owned by R.D. Wood and Mrs. E.L. Wood. So yeah, dual Group 1 winner. Dual Group 1 winning dam. The second dam of our horse. Ohope Wins. So we better look at her now. Oh no, there's another one to look at, sorry. Fancify. Fancify is a filly, born in 2019, sired by Niagara, out of Laced Up. A New Zealand filly, sired by Kietinski. People see there that Kierzo is the second dam of this horse, Fancify, who raced 17 times in her career, 7 wins and 5 places, 12 out of 17 starts in the first 2, for career earnings of $473,800 Australian dollars. Fancify managed to win the Group 3 Hong Kong Jockey Club Stakes at Flemington in 2024. And the horse was also second in the Group 3 Balmain Stakes and the listed WH Wiley Handicap of 2025. So Group 3 winner, Fancify, the second dam, owned by Mr. H. Yao and bred by Mrs. P.A. Dunnell. Second dam, Kierzo, as well as breeding those 2 individual Grade 1 winners. Kierzo the dam, born in 1999, sired by Centane, out of Gale. People see that again, Kierzo, not that good on the track. She raced 8 times and was never in the first 3, for her career earnings of only 375 New Zealand dollars. Just goes to show that the form is temporary, class is permanent. You know, this horse when it raced looked like it could put 2 legs in front of the other. Stick it in the breeding shed. The horse has bred 2 individual Group 1 winners for owner and breeder R.J. Webby. That's what I mean by I say sometimes the racing gets in the way. I mean, you don't need to see it half the time to know what the good horses are. The third dam, the horse. This horse now, really, the pedigree sort of tails off now. Couldn't really find a lot else. But the immediate pedigree is quite good. The third dam of the horse, Gale, was a mare born in 1993, sired by Wild Rampage, an Australian stallion out of Imposing Choice, a New Zealand bred mare sired by Imposing. Gale, at least she managed to get her head in front, managed to race 39 times in her career, 3 wins, 4 seconds and 3 thirds, 10 out of 39 starts in the first 3, for career earnings of $39,445. Don't know what they are, it's not telling us. Again, though, no pattern race form for the horse, really, unfortunately. Gale. I did come across this one horse, another horse that ran quite well. The horse is called Dynamite. Dynamite was a gelding, born in 1997, sired by Dana Singer, an Australian bred stallion, out of a dam, again, called Imposing Choice. So this horse is a full half-brother to the 4th dam of our horse, Ohope Wins. Dynamite in his career raced 36 times in his career, 4 wins, 5 seconds and 5 thirds, 14 of 36 starts in the first 3, for career earnings, I'm not quite sure these are right, of $224,465. You'll see there, this horse was second in the 2001 Rosehill Guineas. The horse was also second in the 2001 Canterbury Guineas. And the horse was also third in the 2001 AGC Derby. So this horse is a triple classic placed horse, you know, Dynamite. Sent to Hong Kong in 2002, where he continued to be placed in Group 1 races. And I couldn't find no evidence of that. But I did find this page on the New Zealand site, which is called loveracing.nz. For those who do not know the site existed, you'll see there that you'll see a few of her runs here. A few of his runs here, sorry. You know, we can see there that the horse did actually win the Group 2 Auto Auctions Avondale Guineas on the 9th of December 2000, as well as being placed in those 3 Group 1 classics. And the horse also won the Group 3 Ashwell Stallions Wellington Stakes on my birthday, the 22nd of January 2001. Excellent. Well done. And that's about, I think that was all the end there. You'll see there the AGC Derby and the 3 Australian races were included on that, where the horse did manage to place in those 3 Australian classics. As for this bit here, sent to Hong Kong, where it continued to be placed in Group 1 race. I found this site today. Didn't know this site existed. Hong Kong Jockey Club site. I don't really follow Hong Kong racing because they changed the name of the horses. and it can make them quite hard to follow. You see there that the horse did win 1.3 million in Hong Kong, but I could not find any record of it running in any group races. It did run in some Class 1 handicaps and get placed in them, but I do not think they were necessarily pattern races. Hard to say. But you see there, the horse was third there. That was a handicap. I didn't open them all up and have a look. Oh, you see there, P is pattern, isn't it? Class 1 and Class 2. So it did. It has ran in some pattern races. I can see what's going on now. So this one here, race 4:14, where it was third. We're gonna give this site the benefit of the doubt. I think that this was a pattern race. But yeah, we do. Let's click on the number, and the race eventually loads up. It is a lot quicker than this because I'm using OBS. It slows everything down to record. It slows the loading times up. But this horse did win this run in the ATV Cup and was third when ridden by B. Marcus and trained by David Hayes, and that was in 2002 at Sha Tin. It's trying to tell me that is a pattern race. Yeah, so this horse, Dynamite, interesting horse, Dynamite, sorry, it's fair to say. We're going to take a look at the fourth dam of the horse now, Imposing Choice. A mare born in 1987, sired by Imposing, out of an American bred mare called Smart Choice, who herself was sired by Gentleman's Game. Imposing Choice again, rather poor on the track, 4 starts, nothing of note, no places, and no prize money recorded for this one. So this is one thing that we will say about this horse. The first 4 dams of the horse have done nothing whatsoever on the track, have they? Nothing whatsoever. This bit here, multiple black type producer. I'm going to show you the problem I had because I did look. You'll see there that the only other horse was Gale, and there was no pattern race form there. And this horse here that won $2 million in 39 Hong Kong races. I could find no evidence of it running in any pattern races. Happy all around. So whether one of those appeared in pattern races and no one tracked it is another question. But people can spend a lot of time looking for these horses. I knew there wasn't any classic winners or Group 1 winners fold this century on the line. But whether there's any Group 2 or Group 3 winners from New Zealand or somewhere like that, impossible to guess. The only one I could find was Dynamite, which doesn't make her a multiple black type producer. Dynamite was placed multiple times, and the wording's just wrong. Hard to know, hard to tell. The fifth dam of the horse, Smart Choice, born 3 years after me, in 1977, sired by Gentleman's Game, out of another American bred mare called Imbros Echo, who herself was sired by Imbros. Smart Choice again, not great on the track, 6 starts and 1 victory, only earning $2,750 US. I'm going to say that is for an American bred. On the track, you'll see Smart Choice was sent to New Zealand after her racing career in 1980. Californian bred mare. But yeah, the first 5 dams on the track just haven't really done it for us, have they? You know, bred Shoemania. I mean, Cherzo was bred quite well. But the pedigree of the horse really is what it is. And the same can be said historically. If people look on the Wayback Machine still at the historical site I use, bloodlines.net, you will see that we can go back to the Carbine Club American Oaks winner of 1929, Sweet Verbena, who was sired by Negafold. But she would be the 8th or 9th dam of this horse. She was quite decent, it's fair to say. But you see there, we're a long way back. A lot of dams in the meantime. But yeah, Sweet Verbena was a classic winner nearly 100 years ago in 1929. But there isn't a lot else, is there? We've looked at the recent part of it, and I couldn't really find as much as I would have liked. You know, so the form is as important as the pedigree in this horse. You know, this horse, the pedigree of it is what it is, but the form of it has given it a chance, and it is related to a horse, very closely related to a horse that won 4 classics in New Zealand and Australia, and the horse has won one itself. But numerically, it's just not there, is it? What we're going to do now is we're going to close a few tabs down, I think. And we're going to watch the horse win some races. We're first, though, we need to close some tabs down to save on some CPU. We're going to try something a bit different today. I tried the New Zealand website last time. I wasn't exactly happy with the way it was showing the races to you all on screen. It wasn't quite right. So I'm going to go through YouTube this time because I don't know the codes for New Zealand racing. That's the trouble I've got. And I can't guess them. They're very difficult to guess. So I'm without my usual source of Sky Racing. I can't really get as many New Zealand races on there as I would like. So we're going to go through a YouTube channel. We're going to go through the Australian and New Zealand black type racing dump for 2 of the videos, including this one. We're going to take a look at Ohope Wins win the Group 2 Sir Patrick Hogan Stakes. Now at Ellerslie this season, and then we will see what we think. That's the trouble with YouTube, you see, it's just so slow.
And we are locked and loaded. Gates are back, they're off in the Sir Patrick Hogan Stakes. Walking Our Dance the Night came out 8 lengths behind them. First away is Origin of Love. Oratia Beauty goes forward, as does Fly Zeno, then Haydana. 5th on the rails is Savina, followed out by Pulsatilla, wider out Singe. Back and behind those next is Born to be Royal. Settles back a little worse in midfield, followed by Della Ricci. Then 2.5 to 3 lengths away, Ohope Wins. Well back Dance the Night after their tardy beginning. And Sweet Talking Gal is last of all. They swing into the back now by the 1,500 metres mark. And the pacemaker is Origin of Love. It leads by a half length and looks to steady the tempo. Moving up on the outside, Fly Zeno. Oratia Beauty's trailing 3rd. Moving forward out deeper in the cheap seats here is Singe, followed by Haydana. There's 3 lengths away, Savina. And then came Pulsatilla with Born to be Royal. It's inside. 2 lengths away, Della Ricci. Then a further 3 lengths away to Ohope Wins from Dance the Night. And 4 lengths back, Sweet Talking Gal is last. Inside the 1,000 metres in the Sir Patrick Hogan Stakes, 3-year-old fillies is 10 lengths over the field. And the pacemaker, Origin of Love, off and on the accelerator. It leads a half length from Fly Zeno. Then Singe, Oratia Beauty and Haydana. 2 lengths away, Savina from Pulsatilla, followed by Della Ricci, who's starting to improve on the outside. Just held up there on the inner was Born to be Royal. Joining it is Ohope Wins. 2 lengths away, Dance the Night. And last of all, the Sweet Talking Gal. To the corner they come in the Sir Patrick Hogan Stakes. And the leader is Origin of Love, looking to make all. Led by a length and a half from Oratia Beauty away from the rail. Then Fly Zeno, followed by Haydana. Pulsatilla is in behind these from Savina. Further away, Born to be Royal. Then Ohope Wins down the outside. Origin of Love in front at the 200. Led by 2. Pulsatilla's warming up, so is Oratia Beauty. Out wide, Ohope Wins is coming with a wet sail as well. Ohope Wins out in the centre. Burst to the lead, and the Sir Patrick Hogan Stakes is all over. Ohope Wins won it. Second, these photos between Born to be Royal and on the inside, Origin of Love. Take your pick for 4th. We had out wide Bella Ricci running on, as was Savina, as was Fly Zeno and Oratia Beauty. They were all there. And behind them, Haydana, Pulsatilla, Dance the Night, who blew it at the start. And back near the tail was Singe and Sweet Talking Gal. Well, that's a win. What a way to win your first race. Ohope Wins the filly by Ocean Park. It started for a maiden.
Very interesting performance, I thought, that by Ohope Wins. Interesting to see there also at the time that she wasn't running in the Yulong Investments colours yet when she landed her first pattern race there. She was obviously purchased by Yulong Investments later on in the season. But yeah, you saw there that the old Classic Watch 26 first choice, Origin of Love, was also in that race. I thought there Ohope Wins went past Origin of Love like she was standing still. I think Origin of Love might have finished 3rd or 4th in that race, but that was a very good performance from Ohope Wins. Coming up on the outside, I was willing to forgive Origin of Love that. She'd already won her pattern race at that stage, and I was hoping that for improvement up to a mile and a half. So Origin of Love was still very much my first choice at that stage. But it was a very good performance from Ohope Wins on the day to break her maiden in Pattern Company. Very good efforts indeed. We're going to move forward around a month or so now. And we're going now to watch Ohope Wins win the David and Karen Ellen Classic. I think the race is called the David and Karen Ellen Fillies Classic, a Group 2 race in 2026. I think this was her first run for Yulong Investments. So let's watch this race and see what we think. Yeah.
Ready now. So we're set. Gates are back and the fillies are underway. One of the first away was Single Red, going forward to Jana and Fly Zeno. Oratia Beauty tracks them out, as does Chili now out deeper. He's looking to posse up just in behind the leaders, and then followed by Savvy Donna. Oratia Beauty had to take evasive action at the judge with a lap to go. Then out deeper, next Unbounded, poking up on the inside. Circus Tricks from Fairy Dream, Born to be Royal. And back at the tail of the field is Ohope Wins. Out of the straight they go towards the 1,600 metres, and Fly Zeno at a leisurely tempo, led by a length and a half here from Single Red. Now Chilling Out couldn't get in and wouldn't settle at both of those things, and is now working forward to sit outside the leader. Back in fourth position to Jana. 2 lengths away next was Oratia Beauty from Savvy Donna. Then came Unbounded, Born to be Royal. The inside is Circus Tricks. Fairy Dream back second last, and Ohope Wins is last of all. Inside the 1,200 metres mark they go. Chilling Out is now injected some much needed speed into the race. Fly Zeno goes with her, and they open up by 4 lengths. Single Red is back third. Then 2.5 away to Jana, fourth, followed round by Savvy Donna, Oratia Beauty. Unbounded out in the cheap seats, 3 wide. Then came Born to be Royal, Circus Tricks, Fairy Dream, and Ohope Wins is last. Off the back they go, 700 metres from home. In the David and Karen Ellis Fillies Classic, there is 9 lengths over the field. And the leader, Fly Zeno, led by 3 lengths, by 3/4 of a length, I should say, from Chilling Out second. Closing on them, Single Red, and then came to Jana. They start to pack up here. Savvy Donna scraping paint on the inside of Oratia Beauty from a hard-ridden Unbounded. Fairy Dream to the outside, Born to be Royal. Ohope Wins will be taken to the extreme outside, and then Circus Tricks. Homeward bound, 300 to go. Single Red took over, led by 2 lengths here from Fly Zeno to Jana. Out wide, Ohope Wins, and then followed by Savvy Donna, Fairy Dream. It's still Single Red to Jana's coming after it, and so is Ohope Wins. Single Red to Jana. Ohope Wins is storming home. Ohope Wins in the Yulong colours, wins it. Second over was Single Red. Third to Jana. Fourth, Fly Zeno stuck on well. And then came Savvy Donna, followed over by, and behind those, Fairy Dream. And then came Oratia Beauty, Chilling Out. She was all fired up throughout the run. Then Circus Tricks with them, also Unbounded and Born to be Royal. Ohope Wins. I think we've just seen the Oaks favourite, the filly by Ocean Park, racing in the colours of Yulong these days. And she has really attacked the line, hasn't she? She has savaged the line here. Ohope Wins at $3.90 and $1.80. Second over will be Single Red, who gave a sight, as did Tajana.
That's the trouble with YouTube, ladies and gentlemen. You see, the site is useless. The site is so CPU heavy intensive that it makes it impossible to really use for anything. I think they've done it on purpose, because there's no other reason for that video. Was 70% CPU, for some reason. And I think there was a fair bit of buffering in that video, the second race we've looked at. So apologies for that. But, these things are what they are. You have to sometimes get what you're given. And that was certainly a case of that. Hopefully now, now we've closed down a couple more tabs. The third race, and arguably the most important race, will play all right in YouTube. But we're in the laps of Google, They're not there to help people. So it'll be interesting to see that Ohope Wins turned up again in around a month's time to contest the Group 1 New Zealand Oaks on the back of a couple of very impressive Group 2 victories, it's fair to say. And she managed to take the race out quite well indeed, I think. So let's take a look now, if we can, hopefully, at the New Zealand Oaks and see what we think. You can see it's struggling already. I've pressed the button, look, and it's just not as responsive as it needs to be.
Let's bring it on. Gates open. They're off. And the New Zealand Oaks, and one of the first away was Autumn Glory. Going forward quickly is Clara Bow. Single Red is right there as well. So is Ariadne. Dux is further out. Out wider flies Zeno's Savvy Donna. And to the extreme outside here, Ace is starting to stride forward as well. Good early speed as they come down past us on their first occasion. Settling back midfield next, Ultimate Habit. Just caught down on a limb, looks to try and get cover here. Then followed through on the inside, Autumn Glory as they slam on the anchors, leaving the straight. Then Sweet Talking Gal, If I Give Out Deeper. Back over on the inside, next was Unbounded, followed by out wider next as they leave the straight is Born to Be Royal. Well back is Tajana. Ohope Wins as anticipated, got a long way back, third last in fact, followed by Crimson Sky, and last of all is Savina. So into the back they go in the Oaks. As they head out towards the 1400 metres mark, and Fly Zeno took over, led by a length from Savvy Donna. Asa is third, Dux is fourth the inside, 2 lengths away Ariadne. Single Red came next from Clara Bow, and then followed up on the outside by Ultimate Habit is back midfield. A length and a half off those Autumn Glory, Sweet Talking Gal, and then If I Give. Locked away on the inside, next was Unbounded, followed round them by Tajana, with them also Born to Be Royal. I Hope He Wins is still back third last, the race favourite, followed by Crimson Sky, and Savina is last. They've come inside the 900 metres in the Albastri Equiworld, Dubai, New Zealand Oaks. There is 15 lengths over the field. New leader Fly Zeno took over, led by 2 lengths here. From in second spot, Savvy Donna, and then came Dux, followed round by Asa. 2 back, Single Red, biding its time on the inside of Ariadne. Ultimate Habit is back midfield, has been 3 wide for vast majority of the race, and then came in the centre. Next would have been Clara Bow, followed round then by Autumn Glory. Where's his favourite? I Hope He Wins. She's about to get on her bike. She would need to though. She is 12 lengths off them, turning in. Here they come, 4:50 to go. Fly Zeno led from Savvy Donna. Single Red is about to pounce on them now. 2 lengths away, Ultimate Habit's running on. I Hope He Wins down the outskirts. She is low flying here at the 150. I Hope He Wins. Autumn Glory gets out late from Single Red. I Hope He Wins. And the Yulong colours, they're going to Quinella it with Autumn Glory. But I hope she wins. Oh, she did. I Hope He Wins. Bolted it in the Oaks. Second over was Autumn Glory, third Single Red, and then there's a photo, Ariadne with If I Give and the Ducks, and behind them next was Tajana, Ultimate Habit, followed by Fly Zeno, then came Unbounded, Savina, a gap back, Sweet Talking Gal, Asa, further away Born to Be Royal, and then Crimson Sky, Clara Bow and Savvy Donna.
Not much time there, was there, at the end of that video? Must have been a push for time, whoever made that one. Very impressive performance again there by Ohope Wins to land the Group 1 New Zealand Oaks in fantastic style there. You get this horse just seems to have a better turn of foot than the horses it's been racing against in New Zealand, doesn't it? Interesting, it was only 4th in its first start in Group 1 company in Australia in the Vinery Stud Stakes. It'll be interesting to see if the extra 200 metres brings this horse back into Group 1 classic winning form. You know, the horse has done the job in New Zealand. Can it do the job in Australia? I hope he wins. I do know the horse has entered in the classic. You have to believe me. You know, no, you don't have to. I'm going to provide evidence. You know, evidence is important. So let me just pause the video and we will see where we are with this horse. Hello, everybody, and welcome back. Yeah, the trouble is, you see, when these horses start changing arenas from New Zealand to Australia, they just don't track them when they leave aboard. You know, they're dead to them. You know, but if you people take a look, the horse is actually in race 5 at Randwick. The Asahi Super Dry Australian Oaks held over 2,400 metres, and you'll see there she's the only horse in the race with a race net rating above 100. So she looks to have a fair bit on hand on the ratings. It'll be interesting to see how they go on. The horse that beat her in the Vinery hasn't turned up for this race. So it'll be interesting to see if and when Ohope Wins takes her chance in the Australian Oaks this coming weekend, if she is up to the job. And I should imagine that if she does take her chance in that race, then there is a good chance you will see this filly on classicwatch26.great/site.net. As a classic winner in New Zealand, there's no disputing the fact that she deserves her own Classic Watch 26 Possibles video. Just a shame that I didn't chance her before the New Zealand Oaks. I was confident with mine, you see. I don't like to oppose my own horses. But on the day, I thought, and it was just a bit too late. I didn't want to record the video on the day. Because I knew there was a chance that if she won, we could catch her again. And it's proved to be the case. So hopefully she will line up in Australia and make it her second classic and the first on my own little website. Right, I think I can think about leaving this video here now. Thank you very much to everybody who's taken the time to sit with me while I make this video. I hope you've enjoyed watching the video as much as I've enjoyed making it. What I can do is I can give you a copy to the Classic Watch 26 Possibles playlist. That way, if looking at this one horse, Ohope Wins, hasn't been enough for you, there will be others for you to look at the time as well. I think we're nearing the 30 horse mark in this playlist now. Another thing I'll be able to give you is an opportunity to subscribe at the end of this video. That way, if you set up your YouTube notifications in the correct way, you can set YouTube up so every time I upload a video, it will tell you. You will not miss any of my content moving forward. It does require a little bit of work your end, but it's worth it, isn't it, really, to keep up with horses like this. And what else is there to say, really, apart from have a fantastic week. I think I am definitely going to leave this video here now, as well as this Australian Oaks. This is also the Japanese 1,000 guineas. This weekend, also Aintree continues in the UK. But for now, I think I can bid you a fond farewell in this video. Take care of yourselves and each other, and I will hope to be back at some point with another horse, another Classic Watch 26 possible, or another video at some point. But for now, I will say goodbye. Take care, everybody. Until the next time, I'll see you soon.